All right, what's up, everybody? Glad that you can join us for another H2O podcast. This is our second massage therapy focus podcast, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to come back and talk about how we as, what we're going to focus on today, how we as healers, as therapists, do what we do. And so the conversation was so good last time that this is just going to be one of those conversations that continue probably on a monthly basis. But without further ado, for those who are not really familiar with the platform, I do want to read the mission of this platform, which goes really hand in hand with the H2O brand, which is Healing to Optimization. This podcast is a health educational platform ranging from physical, emotionally, and spiritual topics. And so that's something I want to continue to do. And I do want to read out the mission for my business as well. This platform and the business is to help produce content that raises awareness of relevant topics with the intent that healing and optimization is kept at the frontier. My aim is to reduce SAD, which is an acronym that I use for stress, anxiety, and depression, while increasing happy, which is also another acronym for health, awareness, positivity, potential, and your best life. And my tag is join the wave, join these healing streams, beams, and your dreams, and absolutely one love, one love, one love. Again, we are going to focus on massage today, and I would like for my guests to introduce themselves, but before they do, I want to touch a little bit more on what we discussed in our last conversation. As we talked about, there's a lot of myths around massage therapy, what massage therapy perhaps have been traditionally, where we are as therapists, and perhaps where we're going as therapists in terms of how we want to educate the community. Each of us had an opportunity to talk about our why, if you will, why we chose massage therapy, or perhaps why massage therapy chose us, and really had a chance to unfold some of our different experiences as therapists working with clients. And hopefully this is a platform that not only educates, but will get some of you on our table so that you can take your healing to the next level as well. And so at this point, I'd like to transition and ask that you therapists, you healers, have an opportunity to introduce yourselves, kind of where you're from, what you do, what's your specialty, et cetera, et cetera. And if we can start with Mr. Montreal, can you start us off, please?
Not a problem, sir. Well, my name is Montreal Jackson. I am originally from the great state of Mississippi. I've been living here in Houston area since 2000. Since 2000. And I've been doing massage therapy since 2013. Actually, is when I first enrolled in school. May and graduated December of 2013. And I absolutely love it, man. Absolutely love it. I taught it. Actually, my introduction into being an instructor was teaching a blind student. That was probably one of the best experiences of my life. You know what I mean? As far as really just being able to see somebody that could not see, but really, really could see with their hands, which really is what massage therapy is all about, you know, the technique. Anytime I work, I always close my eyes, you know what I mean? It really worked like that so that I can really feel what it is that my client is dealing with. So it's something that definitely is needed in the community, in the world, massage therapy. A lot of people don't understand the benefits, but through your programming and through your platform, hopefully we'll be able to educate a whole lot more people into it. You know, that's the goal, and I'm definitely proud to be an ambassador. I'm along for the ride. Trust and believe that. Yeah, man. But it's beautiful stuff. You know what I mean? It's beautiful stuff, and the more that we educate, something that you said earlier, the more that we educate, the easier it becomes. I'll say that the easier it becomes, the more that we educate, for sure. So you know, I can bump my jaws all day, but I'll let Joe, jump in. You know, and then the young lady gonna jump in, our special guest. I'm gonna say she's our special guest. I'm excited. We got a lady on the platform tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good, for sure.
All right, we
No
got
doubt.
the healing streams already moving. So Joe, jump in the waters, man.
All right, all right. Hello, everybody. My name is Joe Marino. I am the spa director and owner of Restoration Wellness Learning, a mobile massage service here serving the community of Houston, Texas. We've been in business for about 3 or 4 years. We really started getting with the community in 2021 with also our product, our CBD product lines that we have as well too. You know, what got me into this was actually a story, of course, of my mom. She was a stroke victim, and as a little kid, you know, I didn't know what was going on with her, but whenever I would massage the side of her atrophied area, it made her feel good. And lo and behold, 25 years later, working in the jewelry business, I decided to go towards my passion, which is massage therapy, and gave my 2 weeks notice immediately and enrolled in. And 7.5 months later, I'm a licensed massage therapist. In 2019, I went to Costa Rica to get my medical massage practitioner's license. And that's kind of really put me in the level where I want to be, is to work with a lot of these clients that really need that medical therapy, you know, with all of the chronic or degenerative issues that happen within the body and within our environment that causes those as well too. So I've never in my point of my life have ever felt like I've always been planted and rooted in the ground right now. And I can definitely say that I am right now. So I am so happy to be here with all you guys.
Sweet.
Excellent, excellent. Feel that love, man. Feel that vibe. I definitely feel that connection. All right, last but not least, Miss Willis, if you can please introduce yourself and tell the people who you are.
Good afternoon. My name is Monique Willis. I want to say, first of all, thank you to Mr. Chambers for having me here tonight, and thank you to the other two gentlemen that are here tonight. It's a pleasure to meet both of you. And I've been a therapist for a little bit, 15 years. I'm gonna say that. I've been a therapist for a very long time, and what led me to massage therapy is an interesting story. I was working for a physical therapy company, and I was always interested, like in like helping people and stuff. But I knew I couldn't be a nurse. I wasn't cut out for a doctor. It's just because my stomach just couldn't. I can't take it. I'll be passed out on the floor or something, with the patient. So that just wasn't for me. And so I called the actual school that we would get a lot of the physical therapists from. And I said, what other programs do you have there? And she said, massage therapy. I say, well, what's the difference between massage therapy and physical therapy? But she started to tell me. So at that point, I realized, like, as a physical therapist, it was levels, like you could be an aide and all that type of stuff. But with massage therapy, it was straight to the point. I was like, so I don't have to get anything else after this. I can start my business. I can do whatever I want. And she's like, yes. So I worked in the daytime and I went to school at night. So during that time, it was just at the point when they had cut the 300 hours and they turned it to the 500-hour program. So I kind of got like grandfathered into all that process right there. So this was like when the massage was really starting to change. We didn't have to go to state anymore and do a hands-on. You just did your written test on the computer and passed or whatever. They cut out the practical and stuff like that. So from that journey, it really changed my life. And I love massage. I'm very versed in it. My favorite modality has to be prenatal and postnatal. I love working with the babies and the mommies. Like, that is just one of my favorites. And also I love to do like hydrotherapy. That's another one of my favorites, the scrubs and the ice and the hot packs and all that stuff. I work for chiropractors. I've worked for rehabilitation centers, plastic surgery centers. I have worked for myself. It has really been great to me, and I've had a wonderful time doing it. And it is my passion. I've taught it, and it's a wonderful thing. And I think through this experience, it's a great way to really educate people who is not quite understanding yet, because I have saw massage change. It is nothing like it was when I first started out. That I can honestly tell you that it has changed drastically. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for guys like you that have come along and just kept that momentum going, the healing spirit going within, massage, and educating people on what it really is, the benefits and the health perks of getting massages. So that's awesome. So thank you.
My pleasure, our pleasure.
No doubt.
We're going to get into it, but before we do, I do want to keep a certain tradition up that I've appreciated from Brother Joe, and it's something that I normally do whenever I go live. It's an affirmation / set an intention, but I want to be specific in setting the intention for today's broadcast because I said it somewhat jokingly, but I do mean what I say when I say that this is a conversation of healing. And I think the fact that we have zoomed in to focus on healing and conversations about healing, my intention is that healing will transpire past the audio and not just in our conversation, but it will meet people exactly where they are. And whoever decides to listen to this conversation, that this conversation will promote and provoke healing at the deepest levels. Because I do believe, and I'm sure that I can speak for the rest of us, but I want you all to set your intention as well. But I can speak for all of us that the special thing about massage therapy is that with all the various modalities that we have, we talk about energy work and how as a therapist, one of the first things that we're taught is to be aware, to ground yourself and to be aware. And that is so important because it's not just being aware for aware's sake, but you're bringing yourself into a certain level of consciousness, and you're setting your tone for your session so that you understand that what you do is sacred. And so that's the kind of spirit that we want to bring, that I want to set the intention with this conversation, is healing and the sacredness of this space so that we can heal at the deepest level. Because when we become aware as therapists, that seems to draw out of us another level of healing, so that when we put hands, that therapeutic touch on our clients, that we are stimulating, we're helping to facilitate the healing process, but we're stimulating that. And so my intention is healing, it's stimulation, and it is it's that sense of awareness. So if you all can maybe not be as wordy as I've been, but if you all can just set the intention for the conversation, I think that your necessary piece will help to up-level our conversation moving forward. And whoever wants to start.
Yeah, I can start. I'd say for me, my intent for today is to be part of the energy that is happening right now. And so whomever after today watches this podcast and becomes intrigued in it, then I did my part, and for them to awaken something within themselves for self-care. So that's my intent.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
That's you.
Thank you.
I love Miss Willis. You can go ahead.
Thank you. My intentions for this podcast today and for future viewers of the podcast is to educate and to spread peace and light amongst people, and to also spread some sense of clarity and healing for those, and let it be able to be what it's supposed to be for anybody that views it, whatever they may be feeling in their lives, whatever void it may be. I just hope that it reaches them in that special way. Those are my intentions for this podcast.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. For me, I would say education definitely also is a big part of it for me, but also understanding. Because a lot of people, one thing that I realize is a lot of people can be educated but don't understand shit. Just me being honest. Book smart is one thing, but understanding how to use what the hell you learn is a totally different animal. Application, a lot of people will say that they understand, well, yeah, I understand that massage can help, but no, there is no but. There is no but. So it's the understanding to me of, or passing on the understanding to somebody of what it is what the craft really can do for you. That is the main thing. Just real quick, like right now I'm out with my my brother-in-law and my sister, they came down from San Antonio because I have one of my nephews is actually, he's running and he's competing at Rice University today in track meet. So y'all knew I was out there trying to recruit, right? You know?
For sure.
Good. As soon as I saw the massage table, I gravitated over to the massage table because I'm trying to find out whose table it is, who's on the massage table, and so on and so forth. Because to me, it's all about the understanding portion. You know, there's a lot of athletes that are out there that compete that don't take advantage of what it is that we do as far as the massage therapy. They are educated, quote unquote, on massage, but they truly don't understand what the hell it's going to do to help their performance. That's terrible, you know. So with the, I'm not going to run off because I was about to jump on my horse and ride that one right there. But I'm gonna hold off for a little bit. But it's understanding along with the education.
And definitely, and thank you all for sharing your intention. Each of those are profound, and each of those, I believe, are going to be really prophetic for our conversation moving forward. And we have to circle back around that topic, Montreal, because as a former athlete, I think I've shared maybe the last time or with someone that collegiate football, high school to college football career, never had a massage. Never had a massage, didn't even know a massage really existed, and how much of a world of a difference that would have made to my career and recovery for one of many things that, oh my gosh, just glad that I've learned about it at this point in my life. But I want to start off with a few quotes before I go into some of the questions that I developed for you all. And I want you all to sit with the quotes, and then I want you to respond and tell me how you resonate with it, or just how it connects or don't connect with you. The first one is, while you may be physically healthy, if you have been under stress without resolution for an extended period, then despite your best efforts, you're at risk of developing chronic disease. And I'm going to read that one more time. While you may be physically healthy, if you have been under stress without resolution for an extended period, then despite your best efforts, you're at risk of developing chronic disease. And I want you all just to tell me what that means to you. This is something I've been quoting when I go live these last couple of weeks to the people, to help them understand that stress does not go anywhere if it's not resolved. It just doesn't. We can say we've moved on from a situation or we're not dealing with it, but when that goes undetected, unresolved, it's just sitting right in our body. So I'm not going to give my commentary yet, because I want you all to really respond to that. What does that mean to you?
I'll go ahead and start first.
Okay.
Oh no, Miss Monique, go ahead. You should go first. Go ahead.
No, okay, sorry. That's the thing about doing sometimes I get a little tricky.
I know, right?
Thank you. With that, oh my God, that says so much. My brain just starts shooting off like signals, like all types of stuff. But I want to, I want to keep it simple. So I'm gonna say.
No, me too.
Okay, so on the surface of things, that's what we call stress, right? That's those telltale signs of stress, and they say that they lead to those chronic diseases and stuff because of all of those different things that we build up, the tension in the shoulders. Everybody packs stress in different areas. For most people, it's the back and the shoulders. Some people pack it in their legs or, arms, whatever. Most people in their heads and stuff that suffer with TMJ and all that type of stuff. But the deeper root, that's on the surface, but the deeper root to me, what it means is that now we're getting into energy work. Now we're getting into releasing some things, now we're getting into what's actually going on, that actual healing process from the inside within. So when it refers to, I believe, massage, it's like when you are working on somebody, that's why you have to properly know how to, open the session and close the session and cut off the energy and open the energy circuits and stuff, because it's true. As a therapist working on people, you pick up all types of things off of people.
Yes.
And you're transferring your energy, back and forth to them. So that's why when I was, massaging, I would always be sure to have my, closing and opening, of the energy, like it was mandatory, because believe it or not, I would work on clients sometime and they pains would come on to me. My arm would just start randomly hurting and nothing was wrong with my arm. But I had just 2 clients back. I worked on somebody's arm, and maybe I was in a rush or, something happened to where I probably didn't get a chance to actually do what I needed to do to properly protect me and that person. So it's like when I think about that right there in the chronic disease that it really causes on the inside when people don't heal properly from past hurts, spiritually, emotionally, even out to the physical hurts that people experience, sprains, broken bones, whatever the case may be. When you don't heal, when you don't focus and you don't internalize it and really realize what you're actually going through and how to get rid of that, that's what causes those chronic diseases and stuff. So people are just walking around, oh, I'm fine. The next thing you know, they're in the hospital because their shoulders feel like bricks, and people might think that it's cliche or whatever, but it's the truth. And after 15 years, somebody maybe before now, you probably could have told me different, but now it's just like, no, you can't tell me that. And when you look at like the the eastern part of it, this is, like a way of life. So, okay, well, I'm not gonna go there for, but it's a way of life for a reason in these other places. Their age longevity is longer. All these type of things, their attitudes, all these things are better because they understand the value of massage and what it actually does from the inside out, and also from a spiritual aspect as well. Okay, so that's my spiel on the quote.
Okay. Really, we could do several shows on this one, but I just want to whet the appetite a little bit. Okay, who's next? Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Monique. Yeah, and the question, to go back on yours, Monique, the biggest thing is those people will be asking themselves, why is this happening to me? And all along they have had that answer in front of them. So they've got to be ready for it too. So that's a really good take on that. When I heard that quote, honestly, I looked in the mirror. I had to look at myself, and I had to think about my accountability because have I been stressed out this past few weeks or this past year or 2 years? Absolutely, I have been. And what am I doing to take care of that stress? Because physically at times it shows itself, and when it shows itself, it's telling me you can't do anything today. You can't get out of bed today. You can't get in that car today and go do a deep tissue pressure on a client. What quality of a therapist are you going to be if you are in this state, in this stressful state? So for me, what I got out of it was a conversation actually just a few moments ago with our coach lead, Shantasia, Restoration. She was asking me how I'm doing. She goes, first thing, are you taking care of yourself? And I'm like, you know how to get me, Shantasia. And, and she supported me. She supported me through. She wasn't giving me, she wasn't wagging the finger or anything like that. She was supporting me like, hey, I just need you to know to remember that front of mind, Joe. You want to be good for those clients. You got to be good for yourself first. So when I heard that quote, I was like, man, I got to do some work. I got to do some mental work on me. I got to get back on my meditation. I got to get back in my journaling. I got to get back in that self-care work, because if I don't, and I'm off balance, then I'm not going to be good to my clients, plain and simple. So that's what I got out of it.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm not going to riff on it right now. So, Brother Montreal, you better jump in, man.
Yeah, well, it's 2 words in there, man, that ring out true to me. It's chronic and dis-ease. Chronic means it's perpetual, constantly happening. Okay.
Yes,
to me, that's a problem. because now you have let.
Montreal, I think you went mute on us.
Yeah. I apologize for that. You have let something fester to the point to where now it is causing a physical problem. The mental has now transferred itself. It has gotten to the point to where now it's physical. Okay. Or it can, well, let me back up, because I don't want to necessarily take the chronic as just being just stress, because stress takes many forms. It can also be physical stress, physical, positive, neutral, and negative stress. All three kinds can affect the body in the same way, because you can have somebody that is getting ready to be married and they're all excited, but the anxiety is a mofo. Okay. That's good stress, but it still can affect the body in a negative manner. Okay. So it's a bunch of different ways as far as that you can take the stress portion, but the chronic portion, the chronic word is what I really want to ride with, because it's constant. You got to learn how to cope, man. That's my main deal. Is you have to learn how to cope with things. Then if you don't cope with it, now it's gotten to the point to where it's dis-ease. So when it gets to the dis-ease portion, now that is where it's starting to cause dysfunction and pain within the body. That's the thing. Okay, so when things have gotten to the point to where it's now is causing dysfunction, that is dysfunction we think a lot of times as far as just being physical, my neck or my back. A lot of times a muscle can cause also internal organ issues. Okay, so we can't overlook that also.
For sure.
Hey, we got to put everything inside of the same nutshell, because if it's going to affect the body, we want to be able to address it. That's my whole point, the dis-ease portion. Now, chronic, when it comes out to chronic, okay, I want to tag on this just for a moment.
Go for it.
Because the thing I want people to understand is this: intrinsic intelligence. Intrinsic intelligence is the body's ability to heal itself. Everybody has that. But you know what goes a major part of that? The body being in a good posture. So if a person is dealing with a chronic issue, their posture is going to be distorted. It's going to be random. So if the body's random, now they're going to experience dis-ease. If they experience dis-ease, now they have pain and things of this nature. Okay, so that's the main thing I want people to be able to take with them, is to understand that they have the ability to get better. That's the number one thing. We have the ability to get the body out of a random state to where now your body can experience the intrinsic intelligence. We can get rid of the dis-ease and get your body in pretty good posture to where now it can heal itself. Gravity is a monster, man. When we start leaning over, gravity starts to take effect. Once gravity starts to take effect, now it's going to put stress in different areas of our body. That is going to cause that dis-ease, man. That is one of the main things that we have to understand, is the chronic portion. Chronic cannot be overlooked, because it could be something that has happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's chronic, but we get used to dealing with it, quote unquote. You get people to say, oh, well, I just deal with it. The hell you say, you just going to deal with it.
I know that's right.
Because while you're thinking you're dealing with it mentally, is manifesting itself physically.
That's right.
That's where the dis-ease comes in at. Again, so, and people get to the point where they mask it instead of taking care of it. Okay, that's something else. I think that as far as medications, the Western and blending the Western and the Eastern, that's where that blend comes in at. Okay, but I know we're going to dig into that in a little bit. Okay, I don't want to get on my horse again and start riding, because you know how I get. Okay, but that is one of the main things for sure. Is that, again, the understanding, education, understanding for sure.
Well, let me put this on Front Street for all of you. You were invited on this platform for a very, very special reason, because I know that you all love to speak. Firstly, you're passionate about what you do, and out of that passion, I know that you're going to have something to say that's meaningful. So please feel free to just share. But I do want to segue with this, because Brother Montreal, you are already segueing here. The other quote, and by the way, the first quote and the second quote is by Dr. Elaine Ferguson, who I've been reading out of her book called Super Healers or Super Healing. So definitely highly recommended if you're looking for something else to add to your healing list. But her next quote says, your conscious involvement can and will enhance, support, and promote your body's innate healing process, leading to super healing. That's something that you just said. Let me read that again. Your conscious involvement can and will enhance, support, and promote your body's innate healing process, leading to super healing. So I'm not gonna get my commentary yet because I want to hear you all speak about this. We can keep the same order or however you all want to do it. Okay, Montreal, let's start backwards. You go first, then we'll go backwards.
Okay, well, again, it's basically what I was just saying, that the conscious involvement, awareness, awareness, man. Anytime as a therapist, what I normally try to do is, well, number one, let me start here. Anytime I get a client on my table, as far as them thinking that they're going to sleep, no, that's not what you come to me for. We're not trying to take cat naps on my table, okay? And the reason why I say that is because as I'm working and I'm finding stuff, if they're sleeping, I'm going to wake them up because I got questions to ask. I massage with a purpose. I'm trying to help to promote healing with my clients. That right there is something that I can't understate. Okay, I want to promote healing because the more that I help them to be aware of what's going on with them, the less work I got to do. Now, with that being said, I love to work on my clients because, to be quite honest, I don't massage too much for free. Okay, that's just being honest. It's my business. But with that being said, I also massage with the intent of helping my clients to get better. I like finance. I love to take my grandbabies out and buy them everything that they want. But at the same time, I want my clients to get better. That's the main goal of doing massage, man. I'm not in it for the money. If I lose one client, that's fine because I get another one. People always need work. I have no problem with that. But again, it is letting the person understand what is going on with their body so that they can make small adjustments here and there. Just a slight example. I had a client, he's been coming to see me for a while, okay? Hamstrings are ridiculously tight. And he came to see me last week, and he's coming walking down the hall, and I'm like, hey, man, I say, I like that stride. It looks pretty good. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, to be honest with you, he was like, I remember what you said about my stretch, about how it seemed like I was dragging my heels when I was walking down the hall. He was like, and I've been trying to be more intentional about how I walk. I said, that's good, man, because you know I'm going to say something to you when I say it. That's the main thing. So the more I pointed out to them, the more that it gets into their subconscious. Okay, well, okay, it's maybe something else that I am doing. That's something I always tell my clients is, okay, well, you brought this into me. You brought this problem to me. So that means that you are a part of this problem. So I need you to be a part of the solution for the problem, which means that you may have to change some things that you do. That may mean that you may not be able to sit sideways on your sofa and cock your right arm up there and just get comfortable while you're sitting there watching the shows in the evening, watching your trash TV. You may have to sit up properly so that your shoulders can come down and relax. You can't have one all the way up in your ear. Then when you wake up in the morning, you're like, well, I feel like my shoulders hurt and I feel like I got a crook in my neck. Which one is it? The one on the right. I wonder why. Have you changed how you sit on the sofa? No. Oh, okay. So that's the thing is understanding they are part of the problem, but they are on the other side part of the solution. The awareness. Tell them why it is that they have these particular issues, man. That's the deal when it comes down to being a massage therapist is understanding what it is that your client is dealing with and helping them not just with hands on always physically touching the client, but also giving them education, giving them information that they can use while they are away from you. Remember, you're only going to see them maybe 2 hours out of however long. if they come to see you once a week? That's only 2 hours out of how many hours? They got that much more time to tear themselves up. That's the thing. You have to understand. They're away from you more than they are with you. So again, the education, along with the understanding of what it is they're doing and the awareness of what it is that they can do to get better. That's it in a nutshell for me.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you, sir. And then in Montreal, if you can mute your video while the audience go on for me, please. Okay, Joe, if you want to take it, and then we'll come on to you, Ms. Willis.
Sure. Yeah, I want to just piggyback on Montreal. He said the word awareness, and that was the first thing that came in my mind after that quote. Also mindfulness too. You know, I'm gonna put the mirror back on myself because I have to be sure that I am mindful and I am aware, especially if I'm beginning to start a session with a client. Also, I want my client to be mindful, and I also want my client to be aware what is about to happen. And Montreal is exactly right. If a client is, you know, there are clients that like to sleep on the table, fine, no problem at all. The mindfulness and awareness of course, of the client knowing what's going on in the during the session actually helps regulate the body to be even more relaxed state, which as a therapist allows us to get even deeper into the work. So, you know, the clients that want to put their earbuds, you know, when they're on the table, you know, I say to you, take them out and just be part of the session, be part of the therapist, have that an energy connection. And by just doing that, what's going to happen is you'll notice that you yourself will be in a better state of rest and relaxation. And you'll get even more out of that 1 hour, 90-minute, 2 hour session, however long it may be. So with that quote, it's really a combination of mindfulness of the therapist and client is kind of how I see that.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. Okay, Ms. Willis.
Yes. Yeah, guys, that was amazing. I want to just piggyback off the both of you with the consciousness from Mr. Montreal, and also with the awareness and the thing that you said about the earbuds with clients. That caught my attention because I was at this point in time, I was pretty much kind of coming out of like the massage world on that level when the whole wave, like listen to your music and all that type of stuff was kind of hitting the forefront of, you know, inside of the spa, you know, and or inside of whatever place I was working at the time. And yeah, it was something that, you know, education, I realized early on in my career was the way to go. And I had wonderful instructors that taught me that it's your job to always be the professional and it's your job to always educate. And with that being said, that means you have to always be conscious. You starting with yourself first. You can never enter a session angry or whatever the case may be. All that stays outside of that door because you're working inside of somebody else's realm. You know, they're entering into your world, you know, so those type of things cannot happen. So I had to be conscious every single time, no matter what was going on in my life, to be able to listen to my clients, hear them, and be actually able to heal them. Because I'm with you. I had those clients that like to sleep, and I knew, you know, because you have a lot of people that just want to relax when they come in, they say, oh, you know, I just got off a plane. I've been working for 2 weeks. I've been to Chicago. I've been to London. Then I came back to the US. Then I had to go to California. I just haven't had any sleep. I haven't had anything. I mean, nothing hurts. I just need to get away. And I'm like, okay, so this is what we'll do this time. You know, so it's like every single session was different. It will be the same clients, but every single time, the more and more I listen to their needs, the more and more I realized every single time they would come, it was always something different. It could be something, it was something so simple as me just understanding when I worked on like prenatal patients. The reality was like those women, they were scared, a lot of them. This was their first baby. They wanted somebody else to talk to, somebody else to care for them besides, you know, their husband or, you know, whatever, their partner or whoever they were with. So it's one of those things I had to always be conscious as a therapist. And in return, I noticed that the more conscious I was, the more conscious my clients were, because I was able to teach them and give them sound, solid advice. Sometimes it had nothing to do with massage. It was just things about life that we talked about. So me being conscious, being aware, made them more aware. So by the time that's why the earbuds crack me up, because in the beginning, when I would I won't say check the clients, but I'm going to say educate the clients on, okay, this is how this is going to go. It was that initial I liked, well, let me tell you why. This is the why. And then you begin to explain to them, they're like, okay, I see what you're saying. You know what? You're right. And once again, that's what makes you the professional. That's what makes you the expert, right? That's what your job is to teach people, because most people do just believe that it's just to come in and just lay on the table and just go lifeless. No, no, no. You are supposed to relax. You are supposed to do all this type of stuff. But honestly, if it's like a Swedish or something, deep tissue, you're not relaxing in that. So I don't care how hard you try to go to sleep. You're gonna get up doing deep tissue. I'm sorry. It's just, if you're looking to relax doing deep tissue, hey, you picked the wrong, you picked the wrong thing to do. So like all those different modalities, you're right. Get up, pay attention. You are in your actual healing process. What's wrong with you? Like, get up. Like,
Well, I have to say, you all are, that's why I rock with y'all, because y'all teach me along the way, because my clients be knocked out. Knocked out. But I love hearing you all how you do it, because it's like I'm taking notes too as you all are sharing, because it's something for me to be that much more mindful of when my clients come in. I educate them, but I'm more inclined, like I'll talk to them at the beginning and say, okay, I'm probably going to do a lot of talking at the beginning, but I'll do the best I can not to bother you during the rest. But you all are giving me much more to reflect on during my sessions. So, much love and gratitude to each of you for sharing your varieties on how you approach massage therapy. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
I want to end.
Hold on, just real quick, man. One thing I'm gonna move around just a little bit.
Okay.
One thing I want you to say, I want you to think about on that situation is this. Okay, as a therapist, actively thinking.
Yes, sir.
That's the term. It's actively thinking while you're working, man. You communicate, the body is communicating through your hands. You know what I mean? So when you feel something through your hands, comment on it, man. That's the thing, comment on it. Because the reason why I say that is because it's minor things that you can say that can turn a light bulb on the inside of a client's head and totally change your whole session. I mean, totally freaking change it, man. I had a client to tell me, she's been coming to me for a while about, she's been having neck issues, but she's been seeing a chiropractor and everything else. This lady told me that, I don't know if I told you the last time, but the lady told me that she had 2 bulging discs because of an accident she had 20 years ago and never disclosed the information to me. That totally changed the whole session. The whole session. No, you got bulging discs in your neck, but you're constantly complaining about, you're saying that it's not getting better, because now I have to change how I address it. I have to do more traction into your neck, heat and traction. And I also need to do traction with her face down to try to allow those discs to try to slip back into place. So actively thinking, man, that's how I want you to work from now on, bro, is when you feel it, speak on it.
Yes, sir.
Speak on it. They're okay. They'll sleep when they get home. They're okay. They want you to, they come there to feel better though. That's the whole key, man. They come to feel better. So yeah, you good. Don't even sweat it.
Well, I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. I'm going to toss this to you all, and you can share your thoughts about this. And it's within the same realm. Joe, I think you've been hitting on it most about that self-reflection. So when we think about being healers, and it's starting with us first, what does it mean to you to be a wounded healer?
Oh man, whew, loaded question. Good question. Really good question. What does it mean to me to be a wounded healer? Well, it means to me to be a human. That's what it means. It means for me that I am not perfect. I'm playing this game and I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm playing this game just to keep on practicing it. That's all it is. So it's not about the perfection. It's about the practice.
See you later, baby.
But number two,
I'll
I
see
think
you
the
later.
most interesting thing about it is
I'll see you in a little bit.
Hold on real quick, Joe.
Okay.
Brother Montreal, if you can mute just for
Yeah,
1 second.
I
bro.
apologize, man.
That's
All
okay,
right,
man.
Like reflecting onto it, I know that I myself have to be on the table, and I myself need therapy work. I myself may need somebody to talk to about my feelings, or I myself need to go to the hospital because I'm not feeling well. And so those are just moments when you're not at your best. And so a wounded healer is someone who actually can say, you know, I've been there and I've done that. And let me show you how to help you get out of it. So it's that part that that the educators like Monique, like you said as well too, in Montreal, that the education part comes out, and it's about, the education, of course, of the experiences that you go on through life. A lot of that is really what it is, especially when clients are talking on the table. That's what I get a lot. So
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. To my other king and queen.
I'll let the queen go first.
Thank you. Wounded healer, when I hear that, my mind automatically goes to the
Hold on,
therapist.
okay, there we go. Go ahead.
My mind automatically goes to the therapist in so many ways, because, just within my years of massage, I mean, I was broke down and beat up. I'm not going to lie to you guys. After 15 years in the game, I mean, packing that table, dragging it around, this is before it had a cart, y'all, now it got a cart, hey, I used to have to put that thing on my shoulder and get the truck in with that, with that table. I'd have went up 3 flights of stairs. I'd have been in hotels. I'd have been everywhere at the what's that, the MS 150 runs and all type of stuff. So, but one thing that I have always done, in no matter what environment that I was in, and this is how I knew that I was working with true healers and that we were all sharing the same energy. Any spare time we got, no matter if we were just sitting down talking, if it was something as simple as us grabbing each other's hands and we'll just start massaging each other's hands with nothing being said. Somebody just come up and grab your shoulders and just start working around that scapula, you know what I'm saying? And just going up it and round it up. And, so it was always this constant touch from others, which is the power of massage, right? That's how human beings, that's how we function. So when I think of wounded healers, I think of us. I think of us because we're on the front line of this thing. We get wounded in so many ways, from energy to physical to mental, so that wounded healer is us because we have the experience and we know how to come out of it. That's the thing. Yeah. We have enough of consciousness and enough awareness to say, you know what, hey, that shoulder's really tight, or you know what, that low back, it's not. I need me some work. I need them hamstrings. You know how to get yourself back together so you can keep going, and then you become more conscious. Because like for years, when it came to my hands, y'all, I'm telling you, people used to laugh at me, like all my friends and stuff. Don't mess with me and my hands. I don't play that. This is my livelihood. Don't mess with me. So my friends all knew it. My hands, hey, I don't play. I will get up and leave you messing with me or behind my hands, because that's how much they mean to me. It the things that they have done and what it has brought me through as working on other people, that within itself is life transforming. So wounded healer is us here, but guess what? We don't stay wounded for long.
That's right.
It's only temporary because we stay grounded, we stay centered. Right. and we're able to feel those things, and we're conscious enough, and we have an understanding to care for ourselves. So that's wounded healing for me.
Nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Both of you. Beautiful, beautiful. Last but not least on the question.
Yeah, man. That to me, that is, well, actually, I give it to you like this. I thought about something along these lines after our last podcast, man. When it comes down to massage, it's I guess it's more of it's kind of spiritual when you talk about wounded healing. And the reason why I say it is because I don't know the exact passage, but we're all pretty much supposed to be disciples.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as people, we're all supposed to be disciples. And what did the disciples do? They healed, not only through prayer, but also through the laying of hands.
Yeah.
That's massage to me. Okay. And when you're talking about being a wounded healer, to me, that's it, because all of the disciples went through something. Not a one of them was perfect. You know what I mean? They were all wounded, but yet and still they were able to give the gift of healing, man. That's what it's about. It's been like that since the beginning of time. You know, there isn't one person or one being that walked the earth that was perfect. Everybody else, doctors, everybody else, there's not a one doctor that doesn't have a flaw. We're all human. We're all wounded. But yet and still we're trying to promote this thing of healing to help somebody else feel better. That's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? And the thing that's so big to me as far as massage is being able to do it with just the laying of the hands, man. To me, there isn't anything cooler than that. And I know that seems like a simple term, but to me, that is the coolest thing, man. It's like I can go in and all I need is a bottle of lotion or some oil, man, and I'm gonna end your woes. You know what I mean?
For sure.
That's the coolest, man. For real. To me, that's just what it is. And it's all about knowing the craft, believing in your craft, knowing how to facilitate the healing. You know, that's the thing about it for me, man. So when it comes down to the wounded healers, to being wounded, that's what it's about, because you wore those shoes. You've in the place of sympathy and empathy. You know what I mean? All wrapped up into one, man. Just part of the journey. That's it. Observing and providing the service. That's it, man.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. You all, the intention is manifesting. Your intentions are manifesting in the conversation. This is beautiful. So again, Joe, you've already kind of started going here. I want to go ahead and take it to its next level. As we think about discussions around healing and the importance of it as therapists, what are you doing as of now to promote your own personal healing? And I'll start this one and say that one of the things that I've been making more intention of is taking cold showers. And this has kind of been my running tip for the last couple of weeks, is helping to reduce stress through and by taking a quick cold shower. Yeah. So that's one of the few things I do. I take long walks, especially whenever I can have a chill day, like my weekends. Love nature, absolutely love nature. And nature is my therapeutic space, as I can probably say for you all as well. So those are my two things. I can name off a few other things, but please share so that people understand that, as you all have mentioned, that it starts with us first. What do you do currently that has promoted your own personal therapy?
Very good question. And when I saw that question, I was like, oh yeah, that's a good one. You're exactly right. I do the kayaking, camping. I'm an outdoors person, but at times it's just really difficult for me to get out there. So honestly, what I've been doing is a lot of mental work. The levels of stress that are just happening right now. I mean, let's face it, we all got a little bit more stress than we've had in the past, than 2 or 3 years ago. So we need to address it. And so what I added into mine was actually a book that was given to me by my dear friend. And it's actually called The Daily Stoic. I love the intern. 366 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living. And every single day, this book is opened up in the morning. So after meditation, after journaling, after some yoga work, right when I'm fixing to grab my keys and right when I'm fixing to start my car up and head out there and get in the car and go to work, I open this book up and it takes me to whatever day it's going to is. And so like today it says, the mind is all yours. And it's got a quote. If you don't mind, I'll just take a few minutes to quote.
Bring it.
From Marcus Aurelius. It's a good one, but it basically, this is today's subject of what it is of a Stoic. You have been formed of three parts, body, breath, and mind. Of these, the first two are yours insofar as they are only in your care. The third alone is truly yours. So just a simple thought about that, understanding that, the body can be ravaged by disease or injured or disabled in a sudden accident. And it can be imprisoned or subjected, of course, to torture. But the mind, nobody can take that from us.
So good. Yes.
And so, I mean, this right here, just right off the bat of, walking today and being my first client, I'm like, that's exactly right. I can help manipulate the body like we're talking about, but I can't help but manipulate the mind, but I can go through it by the body. And so that made me think today in today's sessions and how I could ground myself to be sure I'm the most effective therapist I can be. And I'll tell you what, just from that quote today, I kept it in my mantra all day today. And I can safely say that today, of course, I ended with some really good sessions with clients that had some really good output on it and some good feedback. So just by mentally taking something of a book or a quote or something that I've just added, just not as small, it is a small gift, but not a big thing that I've got to do, has really helped me change. And also just to really kind of rebalance myself on a personal basis. So amongst the many things, sometimes it's just going back to the basics, really get you back to your center.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. All right, brother Montreal, go ahead and lay down the wood, man. You're still on mute.
Sorry about that, man. I got a whole bunch going on around me today, as y'all can see, man. I really try to decompress. Well, number one, I'll tell you this. I try not to take anything from a session. When I leave a client, number one, Ms. Willis, she said something earlier, and I guess I kind of do it all the time without me really realizing it. Granted, I take that back. Half I do, half I didn't. I open my session the same, ground myself, but I didn't realize that I did have a routine at the end until she really mentioned it. And I do. I try not to take anything from a client. Okay. Granted, after the session, I may go back over what we did mentally as far as, okay, next time what I may do, but I try not to take anything from a client. That way.
You went on mute again. There we go.
When I leave work, I'm done with work because I like to try to mentally decompress because massage is a physical job, but it is also mentally taxing. It can be because we are dealing with people with all different types of energies, as it was stated earlier. So we have to be able to try to disconnect it. As far as when I get home in the evening, man, my thing is I am a glutton for punishment, shall I say, because I get into some politics, I watch my news. I try to separate myself, crazy to say, from the massage world with what's the real world. Do you know what I mean? I absorb a little bit of that trash and I just kind of give me a little glass of wine, maybe some time. But my main thing is I don't have, as far as like a routine that I have to do to try to get myself dialed down. And that's not to knock anybody else, but just me personally, because I try not to take anything away from a session. I try to, that means so much to me, not to take anything from a client, a negative energy or a positive energy. I want to keep us separated on that. Now, during the session, we do share that space. By all means, we do share that space. But after that session, I try to be totally separate, man, and just kind of dial myself down. Now, I take that back. I also had to add in something else because there is some CBG that I do also take part in that help me to try to kind of mentally disconnect a little bit, bring me down. So that and soaking in the tub, you know what I mean? That right there, you can't understate that, man. Pink Himalayan salt, Epsom salt is fine. Pink Himalayan salt is what I recommend. Okay.
Okay.
But that's the thing. That's it, man. That's it, bro. Get you some essential oils. You know what I mean? Burn you some sage. If you don't have some sage, get you some sage. Once your space is good, everything else is downhill. That's just my recommendation on that.
That's right.
Well, can you all believe it's already been an hour?
Yeah, I can. We got so much information, man.
It just, I'm
Time
telling you,
flies.
funny how time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so I don't want to keep you all too much longer, but I do want you all to end with, obviously we didn't make it through all the questions, but I want you all to end with, I'm going to throw some things out there. Brother Montreal, you wanted to kind of riff a little bit more on the athletic portions and really kind of bringing in the importance of the education in that arena. Ms. Willis, you mentioned, what did you talk about? Oh my gosh, you mentioned a few things I thought was important to come back to, but I want you all to be able to talk about demystifying further demystifying the realm of massage therapy and what it is you want people to know most about why they need to incorporate massage therapy into their therapeutic processes. And how about Ms. Willis, you kick us off? Oh no, Joe, kick us off, Ms. Willis, and then we'll end with Brother Montreal.
Yeah, so for me, the myth that I would like to, like, I guess you could say, like you said, or re-narrate, is massage therapy is not a luxury. It's not luxury. It's not a novelty thing, ladies and gentlemen. It is something that actually can be very important in one's life. And we all have had clients on our tables that have just, that have really opened themselves up and said, I don't know what I would do if you were not doing X, Y, and Z, So I really want, and it's not just the societies to say, no, massage therapy is not just for luxury or it's a novelty thing. It is to heal people's bodies and to self-care and to rebalance. But more importantly, I want the myth also taken away from the people that govern us, because it's going to need their help in order for people to understand and create laws and bills that could help support more massage therapy. So there's a when you drop that pebble in the water, there's a ripple effect. We got to drop that pebble is what we got to do. So the first thing is, it's not luxury, it's not novelty. It's about some good work to take care of you.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Okay, Sister Willis.
Yes, what I would like to see, and thank you, Joe, for opening up that topic about the support from the state and stuff. I have watched massage therapy change. We used to be governed by the Texas Human Health Services. Now we're under TDLR. It was one person when I first started massaging in the state of Texas that was over the whole massage therapy, everything. One guy, so I came into it at that point in time. So the support and the growth that I have seen thus so far from wonderful therapists like yourself, who has been fighting for this to be recognized as what it really is. It's therapeutic services, it's healing, it's body work, it's all those things. So the one thing I would like to definitely demystify is the benefits. I think people downplay the actual benefits of it. And I have known people that have gotten massages and just make it seem like, oh, it wasn't nothing, but then later on it'll come back. Well, after I massage my back, or my legs really did stop hurting. It's like one of those things. It's okay. Be honest, share your stories, tell your truth, advocate for this thing, advocate for healers, advocate for yourself, because for the most part, in my experience, I came across a lot of people who wanted to get off of pharmaceuticals. They didn't want to take those no more. They were seeing acupuncturists. They were going all kind of holistic routes just to become better. And I have watched people become better. I have healed people, so it's one of those things, just awareness. Don't downplay the benefits of it. Don't downplay the power. And therapists, don't downplay ourselves. We have to speak up and we have to speak out about what we do and who we are, because this is serious.
Amen.
And if anything like me, I take this, it's my passion, no matter that I'm an educator now and I teach high schoolers. At the end of the day, you can ask all of my students, they'll say, oh, Ms. Willis is a massage therapist. Why? Because I talk about it all the time. I talk about my life as a therapist. I talk about, I've even encouraged some of them, if you feel it, if this is your passion, if it's your calling, because I do believe that it's a calling. I do believe that only certain people, many people, as an educator, I've taught it. So I had many people walk through those doors, but many people just was not cut out for it. And that was the reality. And they found out as soon as they got their first person on the table, they was like, I don't think this is for me. So it's just therapists, we advocate for ourselves, clients speak up, spread the word. I just say continue to spread the good news. That's what I would like to happen. And I think that would help to demystify a lot of things that people think and don't just understand about massage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Montreal, you got it.
I think I'm going to put both of those two together, man. As far as understanding what the benefits are to the powers that do govern. And the thing is, the reason why I say that is because there's no way in hell that massage should be able to be covered by insurance, man.
Yes.
I mean, there's absolutely no way, and to me, it is, well, I'd say the problem is twofold. Okay. The people that govern us seems as though that they don't know what the hell we do. That, to me, that's a problem. I mean, if I can get somebody on my table that's suffering from chronic neck pain or shoulder pain, back pain, a person that I've worked on for 6 months and now they're off of pharmaceuticals, there should be some kind of, credence to that. It's like, okay, well, hell, this stuff does really work, and you have somebody that, okay, if they've been through that, now they are going to get this prescription filled. Instead of once a month, they're getting prescription filled. Now it's one every 6 months. They're getting it filled. Then to me, that serves as some type of proof. So a person should be able to file their massages on their insurance. They should have that covered. Okay, so to me, that is a tug of war that we as therapists, we have to be able to demand that our services are covered under this. There shouldn't be as much regulation, okay, as far as we're only going to give you X amount of dollars for your services. Because I know some services, if you're going through like a chiropractic or things of that nature, they do cover massage, but it is capped at only a certain amount. I mean, hell, you got doctors charge absorbent amount for all different types of stuff. And hell, they need got doggone all types of equipment to even accomplish their mission. All we need is lotion. What the hell, man?
That's right.
So with those type of things, we need to quote unquote demystify that. Now, with that being said, part of the problem is some of our therapists need to tighten our asses up too with our craft, because we're half doing our work. So we also have to hold each other accountable when it comes down to our body work.
Yes.
Because we are part of the problem. Okay. A lot of people that get into massage need to quote unquote get into it for the right reason. Okay. Now, because I had as an instructor, I had some therapists, student therapists that came through there and expressed that they were in there for the wrong reason. Now, with that being said, I expressed to them that this is not what massage is for, but we can't stop somebody from taking the program. Now, with that being said, again, we are part of the problem. So the people that are going into massage therapy need to be in there for genuine reasons, real reasons, not to play. This is nothing to play with. This is real life that we're dealing with. So the stigma sometimes come from us that are within the community of massage. So we got to stop it from that, number one, and then we can get the, shall we say, the credence that we deserve. Okay, the credit that we deserve as far as the benefits that we can provide to our clients. So the buck starts and stops with us also. We got to do our part. That's the main thing. But it's going to get better as long as we keep on pushing the envelope. It's going to get better.
That's right. That's right.
Fantastic. But you all, it has been hands down excellent, superb conversation, and it's just right on time. And my hope and my intention beyond that hope, as I've united with you all and your intentions, is that this will manifest in the ears of those who need to hear it, and that it will encourage them to seek the path of holistic care and holistic therapy. We're not suggesting that you stop taking your medication. However, it is, I like the way Brother Montreal, he says, I can't say it like he said, but he has a quote about, the doctor and something that he says, and I want to say.
We're trying to put him out of business, man.
Yeah.
We're trying to put him out of business. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. We're just trying to put him out of business, though.
That's right.
So the hope really is that if you think you can't afford it, somebody somewhere will be able to work with you.
Right.
And if it's just a few minutes for you to be able to get the benefit of just, at times when I would do demonstrations, I would just do the neck stroke or do a couple of modalities, a couple of myofascial pressures on someone's neck, and they were like, ooh.
Right.
If this feels good, I can only imagine what the rest of the body. If I said exactly, but it's those little things that they may not get that massage at that point, or you may not get the massage at that point, but just work that feel good into your muscle memory, and I guarantee you will not regret it. When you go to a good therapist, you will not regret your experience, and you will definitely become hooked.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yeah, that's right. Plant that seed, you want to plant that seed where they come back because they know the quality you are. That's exactly right.
Absolutely. Well, you all have had you have contributed to a healing conversation, and I really God bless each and every one of you. And once I get this up and post it, I will send it to you all, and hopefully you'll share it with whoever you feel needs to hear the conversation. Thank you so much. And of course, this conversation will continue. So there's much more that we have to talk about that we did not get a chance to get to, just like the last conversation. But I'm excited because that just leaves room for more conversation to be had. Thank you all, and much love to you. And remember to join the wave. And you all, please share your where people can contact you, how they can reach you, et cetera, et cetera. You want to get some more people on your tables too.
Okay. Y'all go ahead, man. I'll jump in last.
All right. You can reach me, Restoration Wellness Learning, at our website, www.bookrwl.com. We also have our CBD website as well, too, our line of small crafted precision quality CBD products at www.astroworldcbd.com. And you can also reach us number there at bookrwl.com. Any questions, please give us a call. We would love to hear from you. So signing out.
Okay, Ms. Willis.
Yes, I can be contacted. The name of my actual business is L's Therapeutic Massage and Body Works. And it's also my website is not my website, but my email for that is agape.massage@yahoo.com.
Okay.
Thank you.
And to get in contact with me, phone number 713-876-9034. Website is mysageis.com. That's MYSSAGEIS.com, or on Instagram, Facebook, mysageis, same handle.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you all. I'm going to end the recording. Just give me a couple of seconds. Just want to appreciate you all. But let me end the recording. You all, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you learned something from the podcast. And if it's something you feel really impressed, share it with someone else, because we need to get the word out about how your next therapeutic touch can be on one of our tables, or someone, your local therapist, can really help take your healing to the next level. Whether you feel pain in your body or not, we're ready to help take your healing to the next level. All right, take care. Love you all. We'll have it posted on Thursday.
Cool.